do it. Who cares if you just turned 30 and you fuck him? But I'm like, no, you don't really want to fuck him. I'm like, just... I'm like, you're not even focused on what's happening right now. This is like all in my head. Like, what about that? What about that? What about this? I'm like, oh, just get out.
Well, first of all, as an observer looking in on your situation and knowing the history that you have with the father of your child and just that he's been very emotionally abusive to you, and not that he's emotionally abusive.
No names.
Sorry, not that. I didn't say his name.
And
I'll blur that out. Not that the other young bae is emotionally abusive, but him saying to you and saying you're too friendly, like it's kind of a little bit abusive.
Yeah, you know,
and you're like, you know, like it's not like straight up abuse,
like
but
you're
like,
a bitch,
especially if you know in your heart that you're not, like it's basically like I said, is he calling you a hoe?
Because that's what you're trying to get at.
Right.
Like, you calling me friendly is a nice way of saying you are a hoochie. And
you're easy.
Yeah, first of all, I am friendly. I'm a very friendly person. And hello, look it up in the dictionary. It is not a negative word. But when you're using it in a way that I know what you're trying to say,
just say it.
Just say it. Yeah, that's how I feel.
Don't like inch around it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, and if I am, what's it say about you? Why
because
are you
like
here?
This friendly bitch.
Why are you here?
Right.
With my friendly pussy.
Right.
Why?
Exactly.
You
and
know?
and you know, I know people have trust issues, as do I. But like, if I haven't given you a reason to not trust me, you personally, then like, fuck off with that bullshit. Like, you're insecure and you're projecting on me, and you might need to find a different bitch.
Mm-hmm.
So whatever. Jealousy is an interesting thing, but we are going to New York next week, so stay tuned.
Yeah, hopefully we'll have maybe a special guest or maybe a special view of some sort of skyscraper. Oh, and by the way, we are taking a summer break, guys, because I'm going to Spain forever, and then after that I have to go somewhere else, and then somewhere else, and then I'm coming back. And so basically,
our last episode will be
4th of July.
Okay.
And our next episode will be August 1st. So basically, from 4th of July to August 1st,
we'll be on summer vacation like the kids.
I mean, we'll still be chatting with you guys, obviously, on Instagram. Maybe we can do like Insta stories.
Oh yeah, because we'll be together at some point.
But we just won't be on having any episodes for about 2 or 3 weeks.
But we have a lot of cool stuff coming in August, so don't cry, don't weep. We will be back. This is happening. But yeah, you know, Mama gotta have a life too, Jody. So
Mama needs to have a life. Mama's going to Spain. I'm going to Barcelona, Ibiza, Madrid, and San Sebastian, and I'm going to find me a Latin Spanish lover.
Don't have too many expectations, because I had the same expectations for.
Look, I know I can't have any really expectations because I'm in each city for like 5 seconds.
But you're like a lucky tendering biatch. I tried to tender.
I feel like my tendering fingers are fading. They're fading. Although my LA boo is gonna be in Ibiza when I'm out there, so we'll probably connect out there.
If you don't dump him by then, that fucking dog.
I still like him.
I know.
I do like him. I just feel like he's really busy. I'm really busy, and it's hard dating with the kid. It's really hard, and I'm really realizing it because I really started to focus in on him, and I really want to spend more time with him, and it's hard. It's hard to do that when you're not ready for them to be introduced to your kid. So it's like, how do I go out at night when, you know, I don't have anyone to help me, or like, and he doesn't have a car. I know, guys. I know.
I didn't even know this till last night. She told me, but I don't recall her telling me that. But that carless shit, especially when you live 10 miles in LA.
And it's not because he can't have a car. It's because he lives on the west side and doesn't travel anywhere but the west side. I don't know. He said his ex and him both had cars. Then they broke up. Oh, and then they realized they were never using them, so they got rid of one. Then they broke up, but it was her car, so she took it. So now he's carless.
Okay, I'm happy you brought that up, because this is another no-no, I think, in dating or fucking. This is called a finesse. I don't want to hear a lot about your ex at all. In fact, pretend like the bitch never existed and pretend like you hate her. Honestly, like, I don't care, and I always try to pretend like I'm not jealous. Obviously, I'm a psycho. Youngin said a comment to me when he was talking about me being too friendly, and he said, for instance, what if his ex so-and-so, first of all, you know he's like 7 years old. He just turned 27 because he's a Cancer too. Happy birthday, boo. Disregard all this shit I'm talking about you. That's just in case he's listening. So he makes a comment to me. What if blah 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 was hanging out with my best friend, knowing it didn't end well? Not that I was hanging out with any of his friends. Like, and I was drunk and I was in a room and I texted him like, look, I don't give a fuck about that girl. Don't mention her name again. I don't want you to bring her up. I don't care. Just like make up a name. It just annoyed the shit out of me because I feel like it's not the first time. First of all, they dated for like 3 months. I'm like, that relationship wasn't fucking real. He's like, yes, it was. It was real. I'm like, you're getting so defensive. It makes me feel like you like maybe you got a thing with this bitch still. Like maybe you got a thing that you're not over.
I don't mind so much if like you talk about your ex. I don't want to know all the details, but in this situation,
if I ask,
she kept popping up with the fucking post-it on the ceiling, and then actually recently he actually told me he had an epiphany because she came over. Yeah, he does talk about her a lot, obviously.
And it's annoying.
He came over to bring the dog. She came over to bring the dog, and she was going out of town, and he said that she seemed in a really good mood. And he got the feeling that
she's seeing someone.
Is that she's happy seeing, and she's moving on, and he's seeing someone. And he said, and I felt really happy about it. He's like, I felt good about it. And I was like, and he was like, and I was like, well, why do you feel good about it? I mean, not that you shouldn't feel good about it, but he was like, well, because we're doing our thing. And then I immediately got scared, and I was like, oh my god,
what does that mean?
What do you mean? What do you mean? And I was like, well, I'm gonna be honest. When and if my ex starts dating someone, I'm not gonna be happy about it. I mean, I
don't think you should have said
not
that.
happy. I was like, I'll probably be a little bit. I'll feel weird. I'm not gonna fucking lie and act like I'm this so evolved person that the father of my child that I've been with for 7 years, the day he tells me he has a girlfriend, I'm not gonna feel weird.
But
like, I might not be mad,
but it
like,
also depends where you're at.
True.
If you're moved on, it's gonna be less. It's gonna bother you less.
It will 100% bother me less, but it's still going to bother me.
Do you think he was lying? And he just mentioned it because it was on his mind, and that was his way of mentioning it without it bothering you. Because sometimes people mention shit because they want to talk about it.
I think that he wasn't lying. I think he was truly felt that way, but also maybe he was trying to tell me something. I don't know. I'm not good at reading in between the lines sometimes. Like maybe he was trying to tell me that he really is happy with us.
Well, to me, that would be a good comment. Comments like that are negative on your comments that are regarding you being over your ex are okay. Comments regarding that ex was a bitch are okay. Anything like she was a nice person, I don't want to hear.
Oh yeah, he does that too though.
I don't like. I'm immature.
But I don't wish any negativity between.
I don't either, but just don't talk about it to me. Because my pussy's not going to get wet. Because I don't care about that bitch. 0 amounts, okay? 0. Not even a little. I don't.
Even after I went and stalked her Instagram just to confirm I'm cuter.
Yeah, right. Right.
Just kidding.
No, for real.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. That's the other thing. The youngin's like, oh, she's so bad. I'm like, ugh. Oh, okay, so this is, I think, really what it bothers me. I'm such a child. It's the girl that he posted on his Instagram months ago, and I was like, why is he posting this bitch on the Instagram? Like, he must really like her.
On the Instagram?
The Instagram story. I hated it. Because we were still cool, obviously we weren't together, we were talking, but I was just like, I hate her, and I hate him. I hate this whole situation. Why is she on Instagram? I don't need to see the bitch. So I think I ever since then I have a vendetta out since this girl. I don't think she's cute. I don't think the relationship was serious.
It's not her fault.
It's not. It's his. So if you are listening into any other guy dating a new girl, don't mention that bitch at all. Remove all post-its. Get rid of that dog. And I don't care about any stories unless I specifically ask you specific questions, which I will. I don't want to hear about it. I don't care. Because I'm the most important bitch in the world right now. And even if I'm not, lie. Just lie. Lie to me.
It's the funny thing is that he does talk about her a lot, and I never, ever, really ever talk about my ex with him. He doesn't ever ask.
Because you know why? Because he can't handle it. And if I did the same thing to that guy, if I said anything positive about my ex, because I guess there are things that are positive because I guess I was with him for 4 million years, he would have an attitude. I know he would. Mm-hmm. So I just feel like do me the same favor and shut the fuck up. Tell me how cute I am.
I'm looking at this spider over here.
Where? Oh, it's not even bothering you.
It's really big though. It's thick and black. Wait, okay. We have to wrap up soon, but first let's talk about, we have a question that we got and that I can't get now because my phone is recording us.
Oh, it's on our email?
Yeah, it's in our email.
Okay, talk about something because it's going to take me like forever to pull it.
Anyway, I don't know. I don't really know what our demographic is, if it's between like 20 and 30. I know that there are some women out there that don't have kids that listen to us, and I really appreciate you because I don't think that we talk about just, obviously I think we're pretty relatable as far as just being women, not just women with children. But yes, 30 was like a turning point for me, but if you feel like you're really unhappy in your life right now, or there's something you want to do, like, don't wait till you're 30. Try to get that shit together before 30. If you're 25, start now. Don't wait till then, because why?
To what?
I'm just saying, like for 30 was a really big turning point for me, but it doesn't have to be 30.
Yeah.
Like, if this is all you needed to hear to be like, okay, I need to start making that change.
It's okay. Like, you could grow up fast. You could, like, I wish, I would probably have eliminated half of my list if I was smarter, like, 5 years ago.
Well, most of my 20s, I lived with the belief that I'm in my 20s. Who cares? I'm in my 20s.
I'm gonna do it because it's
whatever. I'm in my 20s. Whatever. I'm in my 20s. Which you yeah, that's true. You gotta live like that a little bit, but then also like, then you're hit 30 and you still haven't done shit, and then you're like, it doesn't sound cute. Like, I'm in my 30s. It doesn't sound cute.
No, it doesn't.
It doesn't sound cute anymore.
I mean, it's not even about it sounding cute. How does it make you feel? And is
it doesn't
you
sound
ask
cute,
your pussy,
and it doesn't make you feel good.
Is this necessary? Oh, dick isn't good dick. Okay.
That's true.
So we found it. This is anonymous. She named herself Boring Betty, which I thought was very clever. Hi, ladies. After listening to last week's episode where you guys mentioned a boring horror story being submitted, I realized that I'm boring as fuck. This is called self-reflecting. This is good. I grew up in a super Southern Christian household and never really had a hoe phase. I didn't know any woman never had a hoe phase. We've had enough for everybody. I have all of these thoughts, but acting on them is super scary. I'm not a virgin, but sex has never been enjoyable, and I've never had an orgasm. Any suggestions for stepping it up? Especially because I'm not as experienced, and I'm almost 30, and I've never given head. Wow. Okay. Wait,
is that it?
That's it.
That's
Help.
Help.
Help. Thank you.
Okay. First of all, we are not judging you. There's a lot of heads I wish I'd never sucked.
Oh my god, me too.
So you've probably dodged a bullet.
It's better that you go into your horror stage at 30 because you could be much more selective. However, you do need to get started.
I'm curious as to where she lives now. I would say, I only say that because, it kind of, depending on where you live and if it's a progressive place or where,
everybody knows everybody, it's a small town. That plays a factor in, like, how much head you've given.
How much head you've given, how open you're willing to be, if, just move.
We're products of our environment.
Move.
Yeah, move. You might need to move and spread your wings a little.
I mean, I don't know where you live. You might live in fucking Studio City, okay?
Right.
Who knows? But I would say, it's hard for me to give advice on this because I started hoeing at such a young age. I really, honestly, I had a strong desire for sex at a very strangely young age. And,
the Scorpio in you made you fully embrace the sexual side.
I don't know if it was that or my daddy issues or what, but I for sure wanted male attention in a sexual way young, and I lost my virginity young. So I think how old is she?
She's 30.
30 in her 30s?
Almost 30.
Almost 30. I mean, there's no I think you just have to kind of
want to do it,
want to try new things. You have to just take baby steps. I would say, I think I even wrote this back to you because I told her we were gonna acknowledge this on this episode, is that don't try to be this sex fiend off the bat because you won't feel comfortable. You have to kind of take baby steps, whether that's being a little bit more aggressive, putting his hand on your crotch. If he's being shy, just go for it. Most men aren't gonna say no.
No, right.
I don't know.
Get out of your head.
Get out of your head.
Because it's mostly a lot of in your head. If you have an impulse physically and you're attracted to someone, do it. You know, like, you have a vagina. Men don't usually turn down women with vaginas.
I mean, she's had sex, so it's not like she has never had sex. But and as far as like the no orgasm thing, again, you got to get out of your head because that's all in your head. I've never really had a problem with having orgasms, but I'm a squirter, if you must know. It's one of my many lovely traits. But I never could do that until I got out of my, like, one day I just, like, I don't know what it is, I relaxed. And then suddenly, like, the floodgates opened, and now I found a new trick. And I'm like, oh, that was all in my head. Like,
I need to relax more.
I mean, it also plays a part in, like, who the fuck is doing what
right,
doing.
Yeah.
But I would say just, yeah, you have that moment where you feel like you're going to pee, where you think you're going to, it's called you're going to have an orgasm. Just let it go. Let it go.
Like Elsa.
Yeah, and just kind of, like, not have super high expectations for what you're going to receive, and just kind of
go for it.
Do you masturbate?
That's a big thing. I was gonna say I'm not a huge masturbator. I don't know why. I probably need to be, but I think once you start to masturbate and learn your body more, it's easier to direct somebody and get out of your head a little bit more, and just like release that that expectation, because you're like probably thinking too much because you haven't had a lot of sex. Because I've done it. I've gotten high and then like I'm overthinking sex, and it's not to be overthought. It's to be enjoyed.
I would say masturbation is the first step. If you're not masturbating, I would say go to the sex store, get a little toy, or if your fingers do the trick, then do that, or get a massager like I have that plugs into the wall.
Where do you get that from? 1993?
Girl, my vibrator broke. I had a massager for my pregnancy, and now it's my vibrator, so don't ever use it. And actually, like, the guy that I see out here, he was like, you should bring a vibrator. I was like, I don't think you want to bring my vibrator. It doesn't move far. Like, we need an extension cord. Yeah, but I would say spend a lot of time with yourself first. Really, like, figure out what it is that feels good to you, because you're not going to be embarrassed. You're by yourself, and that's how actually I started the squirting thing, because I was by myself.
Really?
And I was like, oh my god, this feels so good. Because normally I'd be like, I would be that girl that'd be like, stop.
Really?
Yeah. And then I was like, I just didn't stop, and then I was like,
the craziest thing about masturbating, I think it probably stems from being young. There would be times I remember, like, masturbating and then orgasming and then feeling weird about myself.
Like, judging yourself?
Yeah. So there's, like, also pre-existing, whatever you're scared of, also, like, those things have been so deeply rooted inside of us.
Or her Christian upbringing.
Yeah, like, you'll I'm not even remotely Christian upbringing, but I remember feeling shameful. And you have to get out of that you have to change your whole thought process, your whole way of thinking, and unlearn all that shit you learned in church about, like, this is bad, it's just for reproduction, it's just for marriage, it's just for this, because no, it's for enjoyment, and that's why we have vaginas. And also, like, honestly, once you do give head, you're gonna love it, because it's fun. Like, giving someone else pleasure is fun. When you see that you have the power, and they're like, ooh, you're like, ooh, I'm doing that, that's cool. And also, no teeth. Don't use teeth. And use your hands, because that will help you.
Yeah, use both hands. One hand, there's glide the hand up, bring the hand down.
Like, let it
with
follow
your mouth.
Let it follow your mouth.
Follow the mouth.
But also,
and maybe also then do a little at the top, just like a little hand jobby thing.
Focus
the top,
on the
lick
top.
Lick the tip a lot.
And the shaft.
Yeah, underneath. Don't be afraid of the balls, but that might be a little advanced for you right now. Like,
start slow. But don't feel ashamed. And also, if you belong or in a community of friends and whoever your closest friends are who are, like, kind of Christian and square too, you're obviously not square, you're reaching out for help, which is the first step. If you feel like you're going to be judged, don't say shit.
Yeah.
Or find friends that are, hey, you found this, hi.
Yeah.
That, are not concerned about what your vagina is doing. Because 9 times out of 10, people who are judging you is because they're not sexually pleased and they're not happy, and they wish they could do what you're doing.
Yeah.
I found that. Like, people who talk shit and people are jealous, it's because, oh, look, that bitch, she's having a good time and she's okay making the decisions she's making. And, do you. And if you want to be a little more sexual, be a little more sexual. And, maybe go to the strip club with some friends, or watch a porn, or Go to the swingers club, but that could be set like
Girl,
5.
you're way ahead of it. Yeah, I would say masturbation's the first step. Maybe some porn, although porn can make things seem a little bit unrealistic. Although I like porn. You find your porn, you know, you find a thing.
You gotta go to look at it to see what you like.
You see what you like, but also know that it's all fake too.
And you also, some of it, there's like a lot of homemade porn now.
Oh yeah, home porn.
Also know that in sex, there are no boundaries. There's going to be some weird shit in the categories.
And don't be that too.
But don't get overwhelmed.
Don't get overwhelmed. And also, when you do have sex with someone, don't be afraid to tell them, hey, rub this a little bit more. Hey, keep doing that. Don't stop. You know what I mean? Because that's gonna help. That's gonna let them know how to please you, and you're, you know, guiding your body to an orgasm.
And also, don't be afraid to, when you are pleased, let that person know, like, ooh, that feels good.
Yeah.
Or
encourage them.
Make noises. Like, there's no one should be judging while having sex.
Because you better believe someone in that congregation, the most holiest of the holiest, is probably the freakiest of the freakiest.
Amen. Hallelujah.
So, Jesus ain't judging you, honey.
Jesus made you, and he made your parts, and he made them for enjoyment. Okay?
Okay.
Let the choir say amen.
Amen.
I mean the congregation. Whatever.
Hallelujah.
Clearly I don't go to church often. Yeah. Do you have any horries?
Girl, no. I can't think of any off the top of my head because I'm sex deprived right now.
I have one.
Ooh, okay.
Since I just came back from Aruba, this one's not that horrid. It's just funny. Did I tell this already? Tell me if I did. I went to the Bahamas last summer with my entire family, like my daughter, my dad, my uncle, my aunt, her 2 daughters, and my grandma, and my brother. And leave it to Jamilah to find some shit to get into because that's what I do best. I'm like, oh, I'm bored and I have 17 babysitters. I'll be back. So I met up with a pool boy because I also know how to meet locals. If you're on vacation or going soon, take notes. Find the people at the hotel, the cutest pool boy you can find. Say what's going on tonight. He will likely have things to do, and he'll offer to come get you. Mm-hmm. So whatever. I went out the day before with this local, whatever. The next day, I went to the club. They're like, I would say this huge resort. They had like a Nobu. They had a club. So we went to the club, and it just happened to be a spell house. It happened to be a spell house wedding, which is a Spellman girl and a Morehouse man. And I went to Clark, so there's hella black people, basically. So they were all in the club. I was like, I left my uncle because he's weird. And I was like, in the club, this guy came up to me, he's buying me drinks. And he's like, oh, my girlfriend's over here. And I was like, oh, really? He's like, yeah, she wants to meet you. I'm like, make sure first because I don't need no problems. Finally, I met her. She was cool. They're like flirting with me. I was like, okay, this could be fun. But I was almost 30, so I was like taming down a little. I was like, like, come back to the room with us. We took a Molly, and I was like, okay. But I was like, I don't really want to have sex. I told him off the bat, like, I'm not really trying to have sex, but I'm down to have fun. I'll watch you guys, whatever. So they had me go to the room. I took a Molly, and they told me basically they weren't in a relationship. They were friends. They just started messing around, but I could tell he was super anxious about her. Like, he was super into her. He was like praising her the whole night. He was very excited. We ended up going to the strip club because I met the pool boy there. He had told me about the strip club. I got wasted. We went back to their room. He was like aggressively like kissing her. I was like, hold on, please stop. Chill. I said, you need to relax. So I'm like, let me show you how to do this. So I like start kissing her. Like,
this is like a movie.
It is. I don't know what my life is a movie. Action. So I'm like kissing her slowly. I'm like, you see how this is kind of going? You see how gentle this is happening? He's like, oh, okay. In fact, like the pool boy had come back to the room with us, and then he was probably like, what the fuck have I gotten into? He left somewhere along the line. So like I was like guiding his hands, like showing him like gentle touches. I honestly don't know. I don't think I ate her pussy. I don't remember. But I fell asleep, okay? And you know how hard it is to fall asleep on fucking Molly. I don't know how much Molly they took. I rolled over. The sun was out. I looked over at them. They're still fucking. I looked at the clock. Bitch, it was 12:30 in the afternoon. I was like, oh my God. My family's probably looking for me. And they're like, what time? I was like, guys, it's 12:30. Like, oh my God, the wedding's at 1.
Oh my God.
They start scrambling for their clothes. I'm like, where's my shit? I go outside. I like had like literally enough money because my hotel was really right next door, but it was too far to walk. The walk of shame. Like it was hot. It was the Bahamas. I get back in the room. Oh my god, we're supposed to take a family picture. Everybody's supposed to wear white. The entire family is waiting in all white in the hotel waiting for me. But apparently I'm such a wild card in the family. Nobody even yelled at me. They just gave me the death stare. And my dad was like, first of all, my dad's also crazy as fuck. I mean, like, I'm his person. Like, I'm him. He's like, hurry up and get dressed. I'm like, this is how you know you're wild when nobody called the police. Nobody, like, you didn't come home the next night with your uncle that you left with. Nobody gave 4 fucks. They're like, get your fucking white shit on. I was so fucking hungover, you guys. It's beaming fucking hot. We're all wearing white. We're too cheap to get like a photographer. We're just taking we're having people take our family photo on the resort. I was sweating bullets. I like stopped. I was walking slow. I pulled over, and I just started throwing up in the bushes. And then like got back up and like continued to take pictures. I'm like, oh my god. And like it was me trying to grow up, but I still really didn't grow up. Even though I didn't have sex, it was, yeah.
Okay, so I need to see this photo. We're gonna post it on Good Moms.
So
as a reference.
This is me looking
miserable. And we're gonna post it and be like, listen to this episode if you want to know the story behind this photo.
I have
Not
to.
everything is as it seems.
Oh my god. So that's my semi-hoary.
That's a pretty good one. That's a good one.
I'm still friends with her on Instagram. And she's in New York. And she's actually really poppin', very successful. She works for like a huge company. She's those Melvin girls who do their thing.
Are they still together?
No, I don't think they were ever together. He was too anxious. I knew it wasn't going to work out.
Oh my gosh.
But yeah, that was what happened. She's cool. Maybe we can go to dinner with her or something. I'm going to have to send this one to her. So I'm like, I talked about you.
What do you want, baby?
Okay, come on. So that concludes our today's episode. That was about we don't really fucking know.
30s, hoaries, masturbation,
jealousy, and blue balls is not a real disease.
Yeah, and evaluating your vagina.
Bye.
Bye.
I want to say bye.
Oh, we already did it. Bro, she be feeling herself when she hears it and she's on it.
Oh my god.